Hi, I'm Frank Vassalero.
And I'm Amelia Santinello.
Our family's like most Minnesota families. We work, we play, we learn. We struggle with the normal challenges of modern family life.
All parents want what's best for their kids, but making that happen is not always easy. When we started our family, we wanted to make sure our kids were on the right track. We were able to take our kids to ECFE, and the results were obvious. They were well prepared for kindergarten, and we became better parents in the process.
But not all Minnesota families are so lucky. Fully half of Minnesota's kids are not ready when they get to kindergarten, and the consequences of such a simple deficiency are catastrophic.
Well, I've seen study after study that has indicated to me the clear connection between kids not getting the type of care and education they need even before they start school, and the impact that that will have upon future problems, including crimes. The evidence is quite clear. You can reduce crime dramatically, up to 50 to 60%. But if they don't get the early childhood care and education that they need, unfortunately, far too many of those kids, when they grow up, will be committing crimes.
Preparedness for school for kids is critical, right? Right now our measurements say only half are ready. And of the half that's not ready, they're twice as likely not to perform as well in school. And those that don't perform as well tend to drop out. And that means they're not going to go on and get a secondary education or college education. And if you really want to look at income disparity in the state or in the country, and we can go through all these things, it's really education.
We have lost an entire generation of children since the legislature cut the budget by half in 2003. 5 years is the length of a generation of early childhood education. So we're now on our second generation of kids who are many of them are underfunded in the system or don't have any access in the system.
So that's why we want to stop it, and we can stop it if we have these types of direct intervention programs and this type of care and education provided to children in our state. We can reduce crime and keep our communities safer.
I'm not sure we understood all the benefits of early childhood programs until we saw the impact it had on our family. The good news is this is a solvable problem, and Minnesota has great solutions already at work.
The children that we have at the YWCA primarily are children whose parents live in poverty, some of them very, very deep in poverty, not all. All of our children in the last 2 years have tested ready for kindergarten in an environment with great teachers, with good food, and most importantly with the parents wanting them to be here. You can do wonderful things.
It turned out that before he was 5, he tested off the charts for kindergarten, and he's one of the youngest in his kindergarten class this year, and he's in the advanced reading group.
This is practical, this works. We do it day in and day out. We've done it for years. What can we do to help other people do it?
Parents of all kinds need to remain at the center of their child's development. Programs like ECFE and Head Start support and nurture parents, even as they support and nurture their children.
I got 3 children on my own, so the parents really has to be involved in their children's lives. And I thought to myself that this needs to be a change for me and my family. This is something that needs to be done. You know, you got to teach a child early. I don't want my children to go through things that I've been through in life. Stay on that positive note and know that education is the best thing to succeed in life.
He tenido mucho apoyo por el Head Start y mis niños.
I have a lot of support from Head Start. I see the results in my kids. They behave differently now from coming here, much better. I feel very good as a father knowing that they are happy to come to school.
He really values his children's education. He sees that as one of the things he can help give them, and one of the areas that is his strength, that he encourages them, wants them to go to school. When we were dealing with who has custody, he made sure they didn't miss a day of school. So for him, their education and being involved in it and showing them the importance of it is what he values as a parent.
This is happening all over Minnesota, not just in urban families. The Minnesota Initiative Foundations have organized more than 75 communities throughout greater Minnesota to support our youngest citizens and their families. Invest Early is a public-private partnership in Itasca County. It's a community-based program with support from the Blandon Foundation that is getting great results and could be a model for the rest of the state.
Here's the funnest part. We make things that are in the book. We're reading that we don't know how, and our teacher reads books at the circle, and they read special books to us.
Now, if all this isn't compelling enough, there is a very measurable benefit to well-prepared kids, Minnesota's future in a globalized economy.
If you're going to have a healthy society, you're going to have a healthy economy, and that doesn't happen without healthy businesses. And we sometimes seem to dissociate those facts. And a healthy business relies on employees and talent, making sure that we've got talented, prepared, energized people coming through the school system is one of the key ingredients to a successful economy. So it doesn't take a big mental leap to understand how this translates, but I think it goes beyond that as well. I mean, there's just a fundamental fairness issue here also.
So if we have great programs in place and families all over the state committed to giving children the best chance of success, why are we not doing it? What's the problem? Well, too few families are served because only 1% of the state's budget goes to early childhood programs. The poorest and most vulnerable families in Minnesota have inadequate options, and their children have inadequate opportunities to succeed.
Parents care. They want to do the best for their kids. Why we discriminate against parents who don't have the economic resources and we deny them the opportunity to have their children educated is something that we simply can and must fix.
You know, I don't know how anybody can think that it's all right to have half the kids at a significant disadvantage at age 4 or 5. I don't know what basis you would use to justify that. I mean, it's just fundamentally wrong, and it's also wrong for society.
It needs a public policy solution. I think Ready for K's focus on the public policy piece of this is absolutely critical for education.
Ready for K is here to help improve public policy so that more of our kids will be ready to thrive in kindergarten. So much of the solution comes in programs like the kind we've just been looking at that really help lives of families and children. So our mission is to try to move, for example, from 1% to 2% of the state budget, programs that really help kids get ready for K. Ready for K is really guided by 4 principles. That is supporting parents, who are the first and most important teachers, improving access to quality programs, which is really a matter of resources, really improving the quality of all the programs that affect little kids, and then accountability so that we really know we're measuring results of the programs that we're supporting.
There are a lot of reasons to be hopeful. Minnesota has an attentive and committed state legislature, over half of which has joined the Early Childhood Caucus. Legislative leaders have fought hard on behalf of Minnesota's children. And in the face of a nearly $5 billion deficit, our legislators and governor are avoiding major cuts in funding for early childhood programs. But we can't rest, not with so much at stake.
What we need to do is get moving on this issue and start figuring out what the best way is to help kids become better prepared, because we know that's going to improve outcomes down the road.
For every dollar we invest in early childhood education and care, we save $5 to $10 on the back end in terms of the social return of investment to our state citizens.
Look how fast it would change if you invested the money this year. You'd start to see your numbers change within 1 to 2 years, almost immediately, because you could intervene even for kids for kindergarten tests next year.
And when we do that, when we intervene in those kids' lives and their families' lives in a responsible, interactive way, we can reduce problems down the road, and we can stop crime and keep our communities safer. That's what it's all about. That's why I'm a big supporter of Ready for K and early intervention programs like this.
We know how crucial this is for our children, our families, our economy, our nation, our world. We have the programs to solve the problem. We have concerned and engaged parents and supportive policymakers. We need the political will to change the future for every child, and we need you to be a part of that change.
Please get involved. Visit ready4k.org/changethefuture to find out how you can make a difference with your voice, with your time, and with your money. Minnesota's kids deserve a bright future. Let's make sure they get it.